All right. Bonding capacity, always a hot topic in the construction industry, and something that we are always working with our clients towards a better surety relationship and increasing that bonding capacity. So I came across an article through CFMA, and that was written by Jack Kehl with Overmyer Hall Associates. And so I'm just going to go through some of his article and things that he pointed out that would really help increase that bonding capacity and understand what surety is really looking for when talking about bonding capacity. So he pointed out 3 areas that are really going to be key. And it's going to be the quality of the organization, the quality of the financials, and the contractor's overall experience. So when we're looking at the quality of the organization, we're talking about the organization as a whole, including its team. And one of the first parts of that team that they are going to look at is the accounting staff and the systems that are running within the organization. So this is going to be the first area because typically they see the financials before they see anything else. So making sure that the financials are accurate and that they are detailed, that they are on time. Those are going to be key areas to determining the quality of the organization and the financial team. You can't have financials that are 3 months late coming through because you don't give the project management team time to react. So making sure that you have timely financials is going to be really important. And then, of course, accuracy. Estimating is going to be another key area that surety is going to be looking at. And they can kind of determine how well your estimating team is based on that WIP report that is put together by the accounting staff. So when they go back and look at past financials and past WIP reports, they can see, okay, when this job was early on in its infancy, what were they projecting it to be complete at? What was the projected gross profits on these jobs? And then now that we are 6 months later or 12 months later, how is this job wrapping up? And is that falling in line with what they projected in the beginning? Are we under? Are we over? And they can kind of analyze how the estimating team did based on those WIP numbers. And then finally, they're going to look at the management team. And how involved is the management team? Does the management team have any skin in the game? Are they owners? Are they hired hands? What kind of influence do they have in the industry? Are they leaders in the industry? Are they involved in any organizations? So really taking a deeper dive into the management team as well and understanding what kind of role they play within the organization. So that kind of sets the tone of the quality of the organization. Next, they're also going to look at the quality of the financial statements. And some key areas that Jack pointed out in his article was equity, liquidity, and debt. So we're looking at retained earnings, different debt levels, backlog, and seeing kind of how those play a part in the financial statements and where they are at, especially when comparing it to other firms in the industry and in your line of work. Liquidity. We are in an industry that is cash flowing projects 60 to 90 days. We're really working on getting it less than that, but that is just the reality of it, is that many times you can't collect on your projects for a long time. And then in addition to that, they're withholding a big majority of your profit. They're withholding 10% for retention. So being able to have cash and being liquid is going to be very important. And then debt. They're going to take a look at how much debt do you have on the books, especially third-party debt. Are you maxing out your line of credits? Do you have any credit available? Are you getting loans from third parties? And this is going to vary depending on what line of work you're in. So heavy construction, heavy equipment, or a GC, they're going to have really different levels of debt and what is considered normal or in industry averages. So they'll be looking at those main 3 areas when they're looking at the quality of the financials. And then they're going to take into consideration the contractor's overall experience. So has this company demonstrated success on current jobs at that same level that they're asking for bonding? So just because you are successful, and I have seen this a lot, working with different clients and reviewing their WIPs, and they are killing the 1 million and under jobs. They are doing awesome at the 1 million under. And then they get these $5 million, $8 million, $10 million projects, and they are just losing their shirt. So just because you can manage those $1 million projects doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be successful at the $10 million projects. And that's something that surety really has to consider when they are determining your bonding capacity. So 3 different areas that you want to make sure that you are really focusing on to increase that bonding: the quality of the organization, your team, making sure that you have those A-player teams on board. We've talked about that a lot. We're going to continue to talk about it, so keep hanging out with us. So we want A-level players in all areas across the board on our team: accounting staff, estimating, management team, all across the board. Quality of the financials, making sure that we try to keep that debt minimized, that we are keeping money in the business. We're not draining the business. Every time that we are seeing profits, the owners aren't taking it all out. We are keeping cash in the business and available, that the financials are on time and that they're accurate, that they make sense. And then the overall experience. And you may be wanting to get into higher jobs, and you may be wanting to get into maybe a little different industry. And there's definitely ways to do that that would still give surety some assurance on that. So when you, instead of going from 1 million to 10 million, you do 1 million and then you do a $2.5 million job, and you show success at that $2.5 million level, and then you can step up to the $5 million level and you show success there instead of jumping all the way from 1 to 10. You can also do some joint ventures potentially if you're wanting to get into a different market or you're wanting to get into a different line of business. Joint venturing with somebody who has the experience and is able to get bonding through that, so you can show some experience level in there. There's definitely some options for you when you're trying to get into that different line of work. So your daily NLA for today is to review these areas and kind of score yourself on them. Again, same as yesterday, let's be honest with ourselves. Time to kind of open it up and see, how is the quality of our organization? How is the quality of our financials? How is our overall experience on the jobs that we are wanting to perform this year? Have we checked in with surety? Should we bring them to a job site? Should we show them what we can do and what we have been doing? Give your surety a call. Give your agent a call and catch up with them. Build that relationship with them. I think that is all very helpful. So if you have any questions for us, please comment below or send us an email at info@newlifekc.com. On the article, it showed Jack's email if you are needing a professional surety bonding agent with Overmyer Hall. So it's jkehl@oh-ins.com. So if you're needing bonding from somebody. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you tomorrow.